Hey, what's cracking everybody? Dan from Computer Games Hardware. Today on the channel, we're going to do something a little bit different. It's been a pretty hot minute since we did anything just gaming specific. And since we've had Summer Games Fest and they've rolled out Hideo Kojima to do his speech and all that sort of stuff, I thought it would be a good idea to check out some of the games that I'm looking forward to. We've got Summer Games Fest, we've got the Xbox Showcase, we've got SONY State of Play, so I reckon it's a good time to dig in and check out some of these games. So I've got 8 games that I'm looking forward to in the near future, so let's check them out. It's been a little while since we've done a good old-fashioned list video, so let's kick it off with number 8 and talk about Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Now, to me, this is actually kind of crazy to me, because viewing this first time, I'm sitting here going, what is this new IP? This looks pretty cool. I'm very interested. Who's the character? And then I'm looking at it and, you know, the guy from Heroes pops up. So very cool. He looks good. He looks like, you know, the best version of like a real actor in a video game. It's not like the Kevin Spacey days when we were doing that sort of stuff in Call of Duty, but this could be kind of cool. I was actually a little disappointed that this was a Call of Duty game and that it was Black Ops. You know, we just got Black Ops 6, so Xbox are really going hard with their IP and they're making it so, you know, we've got our, you know, we're getting our big franchises out. But I must say, it does look good. The animation looks pretty cool. The big reveal here that this guy from Heroes is actually Mason from the Call of Duty franchise, so it's sort of like a refresh. And I think the idea is he's a bit of a sleeper agent in this one. It gets a little bit crazy, so this might be a pretty good direction for Call of Duty to go in. But yeah, no, I haven't been super on Call of Duty lately, so I'm sure that the hardcore Call of Duty crew just want to know that they'll be able to, you know, snipe people. We're going to have shipment, you know, all those sort of things. What's the zombies going to be like? You know, all the multiplayer stuff. So I'm sure people have a lot of questions about this, but the campaign could be pretty cool. They probably have to come up with something pretty spectacular, because the Black Ops 6 wasn't my favorite entry into the series. This one looks like a pretty good one, guys. Are you excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 7? Let me know in the comments down below. Where would you put it on the list? At number 7, guys, we've got Scott Pilgrim EX. This thing looks absolutely smashing. I don't know if you guys remember the comic book or the movie and the subsequent game from the movie, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, but I played the absolute shit out of that game. I loved that game. It was the perfect beat 'em up to play with all the boys. We actually used to go up to my beach house and I would take up my PlayStation 3 and we would play Scott Pilgrim versus the World for ages and ages. It was just a really cool beat 'em up, and this one looks like it's bringing the same intensity. So there is a couple of different gangs, the vegans, the robots, and the demons, and it's up to Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers to figure out what is going on. It's just a callback to the comic book, that cool comic style that Scott Pilgrim is known for. So this is a tribute game, and that is notable because these guys have been behind the Ninja Turtles Shredder Revenge, and they've got that upcoming Marvel beat 'em up game too. But Scott Pilgrim is the one for me, because this was a classic beat 'em up in the PS3 days. It's just a great way to tell one of these stories. You got a whole bunch of characters, up to 7 different characters. You've got all these city unlocks, different quests that you can complete, and the art style is just right up my alley. So I can see myself pumping a whole bunch of hours into this Really looking forward to this one. At number 6, guys, speaking of fighting games, we've got Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This thing looks absolutely stunning. Now, you guys know that I'm a big fighting game fan, so love my Street Fighter, love all that sort of stuff. Coming from Arc System Studios, I believe they're the guys that do the Guilty Gear games. This game looks absolutely stunning, and if you've been dying for a Marvel versus Capcom type fighting game, this looks like the one for you. It has an absolute beautiful art style that just lends itself to the Marvel universe. It's got all the characters that you'd expect. Iron Man looks cool. Spider-Man looks wicked. He's got a bit of that his current Spidey look from the Insomniac games as well. You've got the tag team style of fighting, and it just looks incredible. This art style is beautiful. It's like a comic book come to life. I'm really looking forward to this one and seeing how it plays against the Marvel versus Capcom games, because we haven't had one in quite some time. So I'm wondering if there was a problem between Marvel and Capcom. I hope there's not, because I love those titles, and we did recently get a whole bunch of them in the fighting collection games and the Marvel superheroes and all that sort of stuff. But have a look at Storm. She looks absolutely wicked here. This game is going to absolutely slap. So if it plays like the Marvel versus Capcom, it's 4x4 tag team. I'm not too sure what it entails, but it kind of looks like some of the characters have their old school fighting moves. So I hope it will play sort of like Marvel vs. Capcom. I actually haven't played a Guilty Gear game, so I can't tell you what the style is like, but this is what's going to get me in. This looks absolutely wicked. So I'm pretty excited for this. The art style, the sound, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to get in on this. Are you excited to get into a new Marvel fighting game? All right, we're halfway through, guys. At number 5, we have Super Meat Boy 3D. I was absolutely thrilled to see Super Meat Boy 3D. It's got that sort of classic humor. You go through this beautiful land, and a Super Mario pipe pops up, and then Meat Boy sort of does a superhero landing, which is very cool. And I think they've hit it out of the park with this. Super Meat Boy is one of those difficult games. It's not hard, it's just really tricky. You've got to try and try and try again, and it looks like they've nailed the perspective. It's sort of got a top-down-ish kind of view, but it's very similar to the old Super Meat Boy games, which I'm really happy about. I remember playing the original Meat Boy Flash game. That's where it all started. Then they came out with Super Meat Boy, so I'm really happy to see the natural evolution of this game, and they've kept it alive. Super Meat Boy 3D is coming in early 2026, and I can't wait, baby. Hey, just want to jump in here and say, if you're enjoying any of the content on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. Guys, you know that we've got all our socials and all our affiliate links down below. But, if you guys really want to do something for Computer Games Hardware, chuck us a positive comment, suggest a video, say something nice, get involved in the community. That's the stuff that I really like, and watching the videos really helps me out. So that's the best thing you can do for me. I want YouTube to pay me, not you guys. So if you want to contribute in some small way, just give us a shout out, say hi, get involved in the community. Appreciate you all, guys. Thanks for that. At number 4, we've got kind of a new one. So this one has been in development with Capcom for quite some time. It's called Pragmata, and it's their newest IP. This thing looks pretty cool. It's got a pretty sci-fi sort of premise to it, talking about like turning reality, AI. It's got like Luma filaments, which is a generative AI, so it's all on topic. All the stuff we're sort of like talking about now. And the game is sort of a third-person Resi style sort of shooter, but it's got that, it's a little bit brighter, it's more sci-fi. So I'm really looking forward to this thing. It's been in development for quite some time, and we haven't heard about it for a little bit now, but it's come back and it's on the card, so I'm ready for it. You play as what looks like a astronaut type explorer kind of dude who comes across one of these, like, I think it's like an AI child, and it is the AI sort of like helps you assess threats, solve different problems, and it looks like a pretty fast-paced action third-person shooter. So I'm pretty confident that Capcom have the stones to do it. They've been a bit hit and miss lately, but they're my favorite developer, so I think they've just, across the board, they do everything pretty well. I love the RE engine. This thing looks beautiful, so, I think they've might be onto something. This isn't one of those things where they're trying to make an MMO or something like that. They even did a pretty cute thing where they scratched out the like 2023 or whatever and then put like 2026. So, they're aware that it's been a minute, but they've promised us it's coming. So I'm looking forward to that one. All right, top 3, baby. Dun, 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 dun. It's Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. They've also got Silent Hill F coming as well, which I am excited for, but these could have been interchangeable, but Metal Gear is one of my favorites, so I'm looking forward to playing the classic in 4K. I believe it's sort of like a shot-for-shot remake because they're using the original audio, so the story is going to be the same, but the visuals look absolutely amazing. This comes with all the bells and whistles. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm not expecting too much from this game. I think it's going to be very similar, but it will be interesting to see how they have improved the mechanics, because Metal Gear Solid 3 was a pretty big step up, but and it stayed the standard probably until Metal Gear Solid 5. So I'm interested to see if they bring any more or interesting improvements to the way the game plays and feels, because that's really all they've got to play with if the story is going to be relatively the same. But I'm looking forward to getting back into action with Naked Snake. All the characters look absolutely amazing. Getting into those very cool boss battles, it should be good fun. Getting back to taking on the end, that should be some good fun. Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite series altogether, so I'm pretty happy that they're bringing it back. They've got the old school theme song as well, which is absolutely banging. They've changed it a little bit and it's noticed, but it sounds real crisp and real cool. So I'm looking forward to get stuck into this one. If it's as good as the Silent Hill remake, I will be pretty happy. So, Konami haven't been at their best over the last couple of years. They ditched gamers altogether. The last real Metal Gear game was that, I think it's Metal Gear Survive, which I wouldn't even touch. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into action with Naked Snake, and hopefully this triggers some more Metal Gear content in the future. So that's Metal Gear Solid Delta. Looking forward to this one. Let's go, baby. This one's coming relatively soon as well, so we will be playing this one probably on stream, so look forward to that as well. Alright guys, next up, 007 First Light. This is IO Interactive's shot at making a James Bond game, and this one looks pretty cool to me. I do have to say, immediately looks like an IO interactive title. So it just looks like Hitman with a 007 skin. Not too sure about the 007 origin story. I'm not sure why they went with that one when, you can sort of dip into 007 wherever you want. But this is like, something that will be pretty cool. Hopefully it has the replayability of a Hitman game. But what I'm looking for is something a bit more action-packed from that. I love Agent 47 and the Hitman series, but I hope they differentiate it a little bit by making it a little more action-packed. I hope there's a little bit more to do. The missions are a bit interesting, and you get your gadgets and things like that. It looks like they're doing it, and they're taking the cues from the the more modern 007s with the Miss Moneypenny and all the characters. I think M is is played by a black man in this game, so it's taking a little bit from everywhere, and this looks like it will be a really cool title. I've been, it's like a little amuse-bouche until the new 007 movies come out, which has been acquired by Amazon, actually. So this is in association with Amazon Games, I would assume. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how it works. But there's a couple of things that give a few Hitman nods, like 007 in a chauffeur's outfit and things like that. You also get the Aston Martin and all those cool things. So it's a pretty good partnership, I would say. I just hope it's just not a Hitman reskin. That's probably the concern that me and most other people will have, but I gotta say, it looks absolutely fantastic. It looks like you're gonna be going all around the world in a globe-trotting adventure, and I'm sure it's going to have all the classics, maniacal villain, some sort of AI threat, all that sort of thing. We've got a young 007. Looking forward to this one too, guys. What about you? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, and at number one, if you know anything about me on this channel, you know that I'm a survival horror homie from way back, so it's got to be Resident Evil Requiem. That's right, Resident Evil 9 is here, and I'm pretty excited for it. I haven't played Resident Evil Outbreak, which the main character has their, has their ties into the franchise from this. So I'm going to be like some of the other guys that have gone back to play that game. But if anything, if this trailer tells you anything, it's that office workers will do anything to get out of sitting in their cubicle. Because I don't know if you guys know, but the premise of this trailer is like, boss comes in and says, I got another assignment for you. I'm sending you back to where your family was murdered. And this chick jumps up and goes, yep, okay, I'm ready to go. So if that doesn't say anything about what it's like to work in the office, I don't know what we're doing here, but that was pretty funny. Imagine just like jumping up and running out, grabbing your bag, office workers will do anything to get out of the office. So there you go. But this has some pretty cool throwbacks into the Resident Evil series. We're going back to Raccoon City, baby, that has been nuked, and we're sifting through the remnants of it. It looks like that there are more than one characters that you can play as in this game, and there was a whole bunch of different Easter eggs for some old school Resi fans. Like, you see the shot of RCPD from Resident Evil 2. There is this luminous character that's sitting in some hotel somewhere, and this just has that real classic Resident Evil horror to it. We see classic zombies, so we're going back to that T-virus infection, but it looks like they're sort of bringing all the threads together in this one, and giving us a little bit of a different perspective. Now, I was a little disappointed that we didn't get a hint of a Jill or a Leon or a Chris or any of the classic Resident Evil characters. So going back to Raccoon City, I would assume that surely we're going to come in contact with some of the old school characters. Got the little Q that's switching into a 9, so they're being a bit clever like they did with Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. So I think that they're going to tie those games somehow into the classic Resident Evil games, maybe even cross-culture the modern remakes with the latest title. So that should be interesting too. I'm really excited for this one. I can't wait. Are you excited for Resident Evil 9? Drop your theories in the comments down below. Let me know what you see. Was there anything in the trailer that I missed that is obvious to you guys? I'm really looking forward to this one. Anyway, that's going to do it. I hope you guys really enjoyed my list. They're the games that are going to be on my wish list, so hopefully we can play along and discuss them together. Thanks very much for being a part of the computer games hardware community, guys. I've had a really good time making this one. I hope you guys have had a good time watching it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. So thanks for watching. See you next time.